Going to teach what is jitter and how to remove the jitter at the receiver for audio, for conversational audio applications. Yes, so what is jitter? Jitter is nothing but the variation in the end-to-end delay between the consecutive packets when the packets travels from source to destination. As I said in the previous video, to move from we'll take this example from college to Huzur. We said 45 minutes we will take, adding all the propagation delay in the link and the end processing delay at the receiver and the router's processing delay. So adding all together 45 minutes we said. Okay, so the first person comes from college, from Huzur to college, and he takes 45 minutes, and the second person starts traveling and he takes 50 minutes. So what is the difference between the duration in both the person? That is 5 minutes. This 5 minutes is nothing but the jitter, the delay, the variation in the delay between the consecutive packet is nothing but the jitter. So how can we remove this jitter? This is what we are going to see. Yes, see, I'm sending, that is the sender is sending the packets at the constant rate. Okay, so 20 packets per second we'll assume. Okay, so it is constant. So first packet, and after 1 millisecond second packet, after 1 millisecond third packet, like this it moves. You can see the first packet, second packet, third packet, there is a constant time delay between every packet. Okay, so this is what happens at the sender. And but at the receiver, when it is received, see, first packet is received, then there is some delay between the first packet and the second packet, and again third packet is received, it is 1 microsecond we'll assume, and fourth packet the same duration, like this it moves. But here if you watch, again there is some delay. Whatever delay was there in these three packets, it was not the same for this packet. See, we'll assume that this is 1 microsecond and this packet took 1 microsecond later and this packet came 1 microsecond later, but this packet is coming after 3 microseconds later. So this variation in the delay, this variation in the packets reception between the consecutive packet, see, this packet also should come after 1 microsecond after the reception of the previous packet, but it came after 3 microseconds. All these packets, the consecutive packets, are received by the receiver with the variation with the delay of 1 millisecond. But if you take this packet, we are finding after 3 millisecond only it enters into the receiver. So this variation in the reception of the packets between the consecutive packets, this variation in the delay between the consecutive packet is nothing but jitter. If you take here, from difference between the first and the second packet delay is 2, and difference between these packets and this packet is 4, which is called jitter. And see, if you take, this is the time at which the client receives the audio packets, and this is the play out time. So even if the variation in the packet reception is there, but the play out should not have some delay variation, and also it will be buffered and it will be played after certain duration, so that the transmission or the play out will be constant. If some delay is there, then it would be silent and the it will not have continuous play out. So the play out is done after some duration of the reception at the client. So I am receiving at 5 o'clock, but I have to play out, the client should play out at after few seconds, like 5 milliseconds. So what is the delay between the reception and the play out? It is 5 milliseconds. So that I have to, if I am not going to give this 5 millisecond delay between the reception and the play out, what will happen? I will not have this constant bit rate at the play out. What happened? Because of this delay, again I will have some delay here also, because my buffer would not have been filled. So I have to give some duration to fill my buffer, and I have to start the playout so that it will be constant. The reception also will be constant at the client. Yes, see, buffered data. So this will be buffered until the next packet comes. As I said, jitter is nothing but end-to-end delay of two consecutive packets. Difference can be more or less than 20 milliseconds, but not more than that. Jitter can be removed using sequence number, timestamps, and a playout delay. So these are the ideas by which we can remove the jitter. Yes, removing jitter at the receiver. They have proposed two methods to remove the jitter at the receiver. Yes, jitter is nothing, as I said, end-to-end delay, variation in the delay between the consecutive packets. How to remove this variation? The first one is prepending each chunk with the timestamp. We have to add in the video audio chunk what is the timestamp it has been generated, the packet has been generated. And the second one is delaying playout of chunks at the receiver. So if we delay the playout, then we can reduce the jitter experience. So the playout delay, as we said in the previous slide, this delay should be there to reduce the jitter experience. The playout delay of the received audio chunks must be long. As you increase the playout delay, as you increase the time, then you will have the good experience, so that most of the packets are received before their scheduled playout time. As I said, the buffer will be filled properly and we will have continuous playout. As long you are increasing the playout time, you will have good experience. Yes, so fixed playout delay, we said we have to give the timestamp. That was the first method proposed. We'll see how it works. See, if the receiver attempts to play out each chunk exactly q milliseconds after chunk was generated. Okay, so it is generated at 5 o'clock at the sender. Okay, so we'll assume that the playout should happen after thousand milliseconds after it is getting generated. Okay, then we'll assume that 5 o'clock it has been generated. So we'll for simplicity we'll go with the 5 minutes. Okay, so the playout delay is now 5 minutes. So 5 I have to start my playout delay. So chunk has the timestamp t. Timestamp is nothing but 5 o'clock. It has been generated at the sender at 5 o'clock, and the playout chunk at t plus q. So what is this q? The q is the actually the playout the time duration given between the generation and the playout, that is q value. So what is the q value here? It is 5 minutes. So 5 o'clock it was generated, and q is the playout time. So 5 it has to be played out at the receiver. So how we can decide this q value? I said simply 5 minutes. How can we decide this? If the q value increases, see, if I want to have continuous playout without any delay or without any packet loss, then I should increase this 5 minutes to 10 minutes, so that so much data will be buffered and there will not be any packet loss. But what will happen if q value is high? Packet loss will be less. And what will happen if q value is less? Instead of 5 minutes, I am making it as 2 minutes. Then what will happen? As I already said, the packet loss or if any delay is there, then the buffer will not be filled properly and I will not have a continuous playout. So q is nothing but the time at which the time given between the generation and the reception, the time duration between the playout and the transmission time, that is q value. Chunk arrives after t plus q, as I said. So when the chunk arrives, so it is generated at 5 o'clock and playout is 5 minutes. So when it will be received 5 data arrives too late for playout, then data is lost. If it arrives after 5 then we cannot play the data will be lost. If it arrives within 5 then we can the receiver will accept the data. Otherwise, it will not be accepted by the receiver or the client. So as long as you are increasing the Q value, you will not discard any data. The client will not discard any data. So the less packet loss will be there. But if you decrease the value to 2, as I said, then you will not have better interactive experience. Yes, usually 400 milliseconds is best to have the Q value. So this is how the Q value is done. But if you have the, as I said, better interactive experience will be there. If see, you cannot drag so much time. See, instead of 5 that is 5 minutes as Q, if you are extending it to 10 minutes, then what will happen? Immediately I will not respond, or I will not get the data whichever was sent by the sender. I cannot respond. That is why in the WhatsApp voice call and all, since the Q value is high, once he talks, like my sender talks, like at 1 microsecond, if he is talking, I will be receiving at 5 microseconds only, in which the Q value is 4. Okay, so what happens? I will not get the good interactive experience. It will be received to me very slowly, which I can feel it. Okay, that's why we are not going for the WhatsApp voice call. Instead, we'll go to a normal call. So if Q value is very less, then better interactive experience will be there. Small Q. If large Q, then less packet loss will be there. So these are both the limitations and the advantage of setting the Q value large and small. So in between, it should not be so large and it should not be so small. It should be average, so that we'll have better experience and the less packet loss. So this is how we have to select the timestamp and use the fixed playout delay. Yes. This fixed playout delay can also be explained with this diagram. Here if you see, sender generates packet every 20 milliseconds. So every 20 milliseconds one packet is generated, which you can see here. This is the packet, these are the packets, and this is the time. So first packet is generated after first 20 milliseconds, and the second packet, this is third, fourth, fifth, like this it goes. And it is received at the receiver at this time. That is, first packet is received here, and this is second packet, third packet, like this it goes on. But if you see the fourth packet, it has so much delay and it is lost during transmission. So this is packet received, this red color one is, and this is play out. The vertical line is play out. And see, the fifth packet is again received, and the sixth packet. So the playout schedule is P minus R. P is nothing but playout schedule, when the playout should start. See, at 5 o'clock I received the packet, the first packet. I have to start my playout at 5:05. So what is the difference between the playout and the received the time at which the packet is received? This is this variation. See, only this much variation, maybe 5 minutes. As of I took the example as 5 o'clock is the received time of the first packet, and my playout schedule starts at 5:05 means what is the Q value now? It is 5 minutes. Okay, so first packet is received. When I started the playout properly, I got the second packet, third packet, but the fourth packet is lost. I got fifth packet and it went. Yes. Now the second packet, the second schedule, now second playout should start, so that we can say it as P dash. And same, if I keep the same value, that is R, when the packet is generated, the first packet is generated, if this playout schedule is increased to this, then what I could have done? See, I said the playout schedule, I received the first packet at 5 o'clock. My playout schedule is 5:05. Then if any packet loss is there, what will happen? If packet arrives after some time, then in my schedule my packet will be lost. As I said, the first packet is hi, the second packet is how, and third packet is r, and the fourth packet is u, Ramu, Ramachandran. Okay, these are the packets. So hi came, how came, r came, but u is lost. When I'm getting the u after 5, after 10-15 microseconds. See, when I played out this r, that time only the client is receiving the how packet. Okay, then what happens? It is getting lost during my play out. So I cannot play out the word called how. Only are you. Hi, how are you is lost. Then after that, whatever I said, that is coming in my play out. But this hi, how are you is not played out. So what is the solution? If I increase my play out time, if I increase, see, instead of 5-5, if I would have played at 5-10, would have, see, at this time is nothing but this, I am delaying some time to play out after the reception. Here the play out and the reception time is very less. Here if you see, if I increase my play out time to 5-10, then the received time was 5 and the play out time is 10, 5-10. Then the duration I am waiting for buffering is 10 minutes. So if at all any packets arrives late also, no issue. That is, as I said, U packet, I said it is lost, right? This packet. So that would also be buffered even if it comes late, and I will be having continuous playout. I would not experience, the client would not experience any packet loss if I am going to extend this period. That is, playout period is extended, then the packet loss will be less. So this is about fixed playout delay. So I can make it as large value. If I make it as large value, then the packet loss will not be there. But if I make it as less, that is 5 minutes, 5 minutes is less value. So but immediately I got the data and I can interact better than this. That's why always the lesser duration will be interactive, and more duration, more waiting time between the playout and the received will be will eliminate the packet loss. So everything has the lower value has one advantage, and if you increase the time, playout time, that would also will give you another advantage. So this is what fixed playout delay. In the next video, I'll be discussing the adaptive playout. With this, I'm ending the session. Thank you. Bye.